All right, so last month, Caitlin and I did a video on some of the new government supports or updated supports that have come out for businesses that are continuing to be impacted by COVID, which is almost everybody.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
With new lockdowns coming right now and numbers spiking, yeah, it's really
a lot of businesses
everybody.
being affected. So we wanted to talk about the Canada Emergency Rent Subsidy today because there is a brand new rent subsidy change from the old one, which we weren't a fan of, right?
Arguably, nobody was a fan of
Right.
it. It wasn't a good program, and a lot of people didn't even bother applying for it,
Right.
because your landlord actually had to apply.
Yeah.
So just not a good program.
Right. But applications are open for this new one, and they're going to start processing them on the 30th. So we wanted to go over a little bit about it, how it works, and what you can get.
Yeah, because you can start getting money by December 4th
Right.
if you apply for this. So very, very different program from the first one, and we think that the government finally has gotten it right with this. Not only does it cover rent for commercial properties, so things it doesn't cover is like if you operate out of your house,
Right.
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 It won't cover that, or if you have a rental property, it won't cover that,
Right.
But rent, it covers commercial rent, commercial property taxes, insurance. And if you own your building that you're in, it covers your mortgage interest.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's huge. Now, the first period is from September 27th to October 24th. So it's expenses, those expenses during that time period. It's tested to revenue, so you have to have a drop in revenue, right? Similar to the CEWS program. Now, the CEWS program periods went by the month. Right, so your income periods go by the month. So you have to compare, this September to either last September in income or to your average of January and February. That's in the CEWS wage subsidy program. It's the same for this program. Those are going to be the same income tests.
Okay, so if you already applied for the CEWS program, you have those numbers already.
Exactly.
Right.
You're going to be using the same numbers. And in fact, this program actually says you have to use the same comparison period. So you can't say, well, for one program, I'm going to use the average of January and February, and for the other program, I'm going to use
2019 to 2020, yeah.
I don't know why anyone would ever want to do that, because you're going to want to get the most out of both programs. So theoretically, you're going to use the same comparison. So yeah, you're going to use the same. So you're going to have those numbers already. Exactly. For the first month, what do we need? We need to know, for the first claim period, you actually do need to have your revenue for both September and October.
Right.
And your comparison period, again, either last year's September and October or the average of January and February of this year. Right? That's what you need to have to apply.
And there is a calculator online that you can use to kind of see what you could get, right?
Here it is here.
Right. We will link it here and in the bio. Important,
because when we Googled this, it doesn't actually come up right now.
Yeah, you really got to search for it to find it.
Right? That'll change in the algorithm, I'm sure, quite quickly. But right now, it is actually not easy to find.
And important to note that there is that calculator, and you should, if you have any drop in revenue, you should go check it out, because you don't need to have like a huge drastic drop, right?
We did an experiment where we put a 2% drop in revenue, and you got money out of the program.
Right, so every little bit obviously counts, especially right now. So if you have any drop at all, you might as well go check it out and see what you can get.
Right. I think that is so important. This program, as I say, we really think that the government nailed it this time, based on what we're seeing preliminary. Again, it just opened up yesterday, but the test calculations that we've put in here, like you say, Riley, any drop at all in revenue is going to result in you getting money out of this program. Now, the program right now is set to run through till next summer, just like the CEWS program. However, the rules for it, the current set of rules, are only supposed to be good till December 19th.
Okay, so then we're going to be looking for some sort of update.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That does happen to match the CEWS program, where they say the rules are going to change then. One of the things that we know has to change is, I'm not comparing, in March 2021, I'm not going to be comparing that to my March 2020 revenue.
Right, exactly.
That's not going to be a good bar.
So they're going to need a new system for that.
Yeah. So this is some of the reasons that we know we have to come up with some more comparables, or what are we going to do for this.
Right.
So it does make that December 19th, while it seems like you're just rolling it out now and already the rules are going to change, There is some good reason as to why those rules actually need to change. We have to write some more stuff so that, you know, our revenue comparison actually does make sense and help businesses out. But this is huge. Again, everybody that's got a commercial storefront, factory, office space, if your revenue is down at all compared to your comparison period, you're going to get money out of this program for these things. And again, it's rent, property taxes, insurance, and mortgage interest.
And it may be important to know if you already paid your property taxes or your insurance earlier in the year, you can calculate it on a monthly basis instead and get what you're owed from the period that we're talking about now.
Exactly, it does give that option. That's a great. It's a great thing to note that it gives you the option to calculate payments that have been paid or are payable, and we're going to talk about that in a second too. Either by monthly or by 28 days. So again, if you've already paid, you know, your property taxes are for the whole year, you usually pay them 2 to 4 times a year, depending on the municipality. You can apportion that to the period.
Yeah, so definitely make sure you check that out.
And on the, is this been paid, has it not been paid? Technically, the program is written that the bills have to be paid before you can put them in to apply for the subsidy. However, the CRA has said that they're going to waive that condition right now, as long as you pay these, you know, so if you haven't paid your property taxes yet, but they're due, you have to pay that within 60 days.
60 days of getting this,
of getting the subsidy, right? So that makes it a lot easier for people and businesses that are cash strapped right now. Maybe they haven't been able to pay their rent. Maybe they haven't been able to pay some of their expenses. That's okay. You can get the subsidy and go ahead and pay it in 60 days.
Like we said, they're going to start processing that on November 30th. They're going to start paying out on December 4th. But make sure that you have your electronic banking set up, because otherwise you're going to have to wait for your check to come in the mail, and that will obviously take a little bit longer.
That's right. As far as how much you're going to get, there are a couple of levels to the program, and it is tiered. If your revenue is down by 70%, you get coverage for this of 65%. Goes down from there as your revenue increases.
And there is a top up too.
Exactly. And why you get the top up if
you have to close.
Yes. So if you're closed, if the government's closed you down, like everybody in Toronto right now.
Lockdown.
Yep. If you're locked down, it's an extra
25%.
25%. So that then therefore covers 90% of these expenses if you're locked down. So this is a huge thing coming out at a very pivotal time as we work our way through this pandemic right now. That for all the things that the government has done right or wrong, again, we feel like this is something that this is definitely going to be very helpful. We encourage every business to get in contact with their advisors or to run through this calculator themselves. There's money there in this program for almost everybody.
So applications are open. We will put the link on the screen and link it in the bio so you can click on it as well. So you can go on, you can do the calculator, see what you can probably get, and then do the application online as well.
Absolutely.